All right, fellow space vampires and cultured art enjoyers, welcome on in. This is Sprues and Studs, and we have been blessed as Blood Angels fans with the release of Dante, as well as the release of the Blood Angels Jump Pack Intercessors. And in this one, we are going to be taking a look at the Blood Angels Captain with the Jump Pack, so there's nothing to do except literally jump into the review. All right, let's jump into the review of this lovely Blood Angels Captain with the Jump Pack. And we always start off with the helmeted area, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Curious that this guy's helmet is a red color. Sometimes a lot of the veterans that you see in the Blood Angels veterans actually rock a gold helmet. Obviously, this one does not, maybe because he's a captain. Either way, it doesn't matter. But he is rocking a red helmet that has a lot of shading on the sides of it. And then there is clearly a metallic red blood tier right in the center. He's also got green metallic lenses, which is nice to see. And then as we look at the pauldron over here, you will see that he has a very, very nice gold accents all around this pauldron. And obviously there is a gold double Aquila here. This angel is screened onto the banner over here. It is not ingrained like in some others. And there doesn't appear to be too much shading in the double Aquila area. One person commented on this fact that there is one eagle that actually has an eye and one does not. And this is actually a purposeful thing. So thank you for pointing that out to me. I'm very appreciative of the lore that all the members of the chapter have. And as we move on to the other pauldron, you get to see some more gold outlining on this particular pauldron. There is a nicely screened on Blood Angels chapter symbol here. Lots of shading too. A little bit of a miss over here with too much of the red poking out from the gold part. Not a big deal. And then there is a heraldic shield here with a white and red patterning. Your standard dry brushed winged skull. And then as we move on to the middle part of this action figure, there is clearly an empty holster that is obviously black. And then a sun buckle right in the middle of this action figure. And then on this side is a very long purity seal, and then this amulet right here that is dangling down for further accessory accentuation. So we flip around to the back, really nothing much to see. And then finally in the knee area, there is a heavily shaded skull right here where you can see the shade in the eye sockets as well as the empty nose area and the teeth. There is a laurel that has been wrapped together. And there are clearly graph chutes right here that you can flip like this, which is the maximum extension, and then flip down. And there are also engines for the leg area, and you can move this part around. It's literally a ball joint right here. That is pretty much it for the body of it. Now let's take a look at the power fist of this action figure. And this captain is wielding a big and meaty power fist. Lots of shading on the outside of the power fist. He's clearly got very prominent black fingers. And then you also get to see the same gold skulled sun right here, as well as some nice silver skulls to leave a mark when he punches his enemies. So let's put down the body of this action figure and take a look at the cape. The cape is clearly a black color, and it has been highlighted up a gray color on the highest regions of it, which is nice to see. And then you also get to see the same kind of tan corded tassel that is also present on the heraldic shield. And as you look on the other side of it, it's more of kind of like an off-white / gray color. And there is shading in the interior recesses of it and some embroidering on the outside. Now this purity seal was supposed to be attached to this thing, and it just came like this, but thankfully it is an easy fix. All you need to do is super glue it, and which I will do later. So now let's take a look at the jump pack of this action figure. And if you had looked at all the rest of the jump pack reviews that I've had, this is exactly the same. Got the vents in the front. You've got the red jump pack engines that are here, as well as the grav chutes that are actually maneuverable. This is the maximum extension that you can flip it up. and this is the max, so you can flip it down. There are also engines here, as well as some gunmetal accessories down here. Next thing we're going to look at is the power sword. The power sword actually follows the same motif that we've seen in most power swords, so it's got the characteristic metallic blue node, and then your gradual color transition from a dark gunmetal to a light silver color, and there's plenty of weathering that's happening here. The fulgurus is actually ingrained into the plastic of this power sword. It's nice to see. And then in the hilt area, there is a skull. And the next thing that we're going to move on to is the heavy bolt pistol. And the heavy bolt pistol is standard issue, black casing, gunmetal accoutrements on the outside. That's all I'll have to say with that. And the second to last thing that we're going to take a look at is the Jump Pack Captain's bare head. He appears to have a green bionic eye, and it looks like the eye is screened on fairly nicely. And as with most bare faces, there is a lot of shading in the deeper creases of this guy's face. And the final thing that we're going to take a look at is this thing. Very quickly touch upon it, in that this is what makes the Jump Pack Space Marines look like they're flying. And I'll have to say that this is very sturdy, and this has held the position of whatever I have displayed my other Jump Pack Marines for a very long time. And if you find that it has loosened, you can tighten it up with a Phillips head screwdriver right here. And that is the in-depth review of this Jump Pack Captain. Now it's time to wrap it up. So members of the chapter, we have finally come to a close with our very, very small Blood Angels block of reviews with the Jump Pack Captain over here. I actually do like this Blood Angels variant better than the Ultramarines variant, just because, well, this is obviously extremely biased. If you know me, in the past 3 years you've been tuning in, I am a Blood Angels fan. And this, in my opinion, as a Blood Angels fan, is probably one of the action figures that you should get for your army. There are some points that I do like on this action figure. I really love it when JoyToy gives us a bare head. I always love bare heads on the action figures just because it allows these figures to stand out in amongst the rest of the action figures who just have a regular helmet. I also do like the inclusion of the power fist on this action figure just because it is more of a close combat type of weapon, as well as the added power sword on top of it. And just like with the other Jump Pack figures that I have reviewed, I really love the red glowing engine. It really makes it look like the engine is coming alive, red with fire. So as I said before, I do highly recommend you get this action figure if you're a Blood Angels fan. And speaking of which, where should you get this? Well, you should get this action figure at David Toys, where I get all of my action figures. Why? It's just because they have free shipping and they have excellent customer service, and I can't rave enough about them, folks. And also, before you check out, do not forget to use the code SNS for 12% off of your purchase. But anyways, thank you once again, members of this chapter, for tuning in. I'm extremely thankful for your viewership, as well as your comments, likes, and subscriptions. It is very, very much appreciated. And with that being said, this is Sprues and Studs. I'll see you all in the next one.